What is the strongest force in the world? If you were a layperson,
Gravity.
you might say gravity.
No, not gravity. Shit!
If you
You're a layperson. She called you a
might say
layperson.
electromagnetism. Nature contains us all. We are nature. Cogs in a massive machine playing our part.
My grandpa used to just be like...
But cogs in a machine aren't nature.
Yeah.
Playing more. Build our own.
It's not exactly what I was getting at with...
Cool. Let's do it.
Really? You're gonna build a boat?
Well, what if it's more of a remodel?
That's a pile of sand, isn't it? Huck completely lost her lower set of teeth. Oh, is it time for a flashback? I never would have seen that coming.
It's Doctor Who's episode.
It's a meteor. It's a big chunk of rock flying through space at thousands of miles an hour. Faster than any
So
we've
both
seen.
his parents were sort of
When the
sciencey space
meteor
types.
touches the air,
Oh, he's even got dinosaurs on his shirt.
Nerd.
This guy, yeah, I almost feel sorry for him. He couldn't have been anything else with these parents. Okay, so his dad's like archaeologist or some shit.
Ready?
Science, all the science.
It's all the same. Dinosaurs, space, nature. Doesn't fucking matter.
Tell until haha.
Jeepers, creepers.
Theme
Building a
of,
boat together.
yeah, theme of ingenuity and teamwork.
Yay.
Good old American country values of building and stuff. They brought quite a lot of changes of clothes. I wouldn't
Well,
consider that a priority personally, but
Well, you're disgusting, that's why.
yeah, I guess I'm just a tramp. That's fine. They do all this, and at the end, it just looks shit.
Yeah.
That wasn't very effectively kept secret, was it?
Punch him.
Hey, is it true? Him and Felix.
Oh,
They're working
conflict.
against us together. Trying to make us do a
Finally.
180.
No way. He's committed to this.
I hope Elton is not working with Felix.
Yes, I am. Sort of.
Can we just talk about this?
Pass. You've been trying to screw us over with Elton as your little psychic. What was your plan B, huh?
He's not
Sabotage
psychic,
the boat
Hobbs.
to make us go back?
No.
Leave your shit at the door. Because without each and every one of us giving 100%, we're not making it across that river.
I mean, even if you do give it 100%, there's no, it's down to physics and shit.
Driftwood. Driftwood. More driftwood. Better than nothing.
Yeah, what you
grab
got
it
against
all.
driftwood? Some of my best friends are driftwood.
Try and mess with Elton's head like that.
I need you to stay inside this box and be as quiet as you can. You can't leave no matter what, okay?
Okay, hence claustrophobia.
Oh,
It's a
nice.
safe way home.
Daddy has to go and get shot now.
See ya.
Ow!
What happened?
Damn it!
Oh, Jesus.
I'm good.
Well, that's tetanus.
All right.
I thought that was with her other hand then.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, I had another problem. Elton, throw me your fishing rod.
It's Felix's prank time.
You can do it, Elton.
yay. Go on
Doesn't
then.
matter.
Start
Yeah,
stabbing them.
I was gonna say it doesn't matter which one you start with.
Man. Start.
What are you
What
doing?
are you doing?
Why is he?
Useless. Absolutely useless.
Why would you wait for them to come to you when you've got them all in one place? Holy shit. Felix is so fucking incompetent. Oh, okay. What the fuck? This is nothing to be smiling about.
Whoever's holding it safe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, someone grab his legs.
Wait, where are the other two?
Thank you.
Thank you.
They vanished into the ether.
Need to mention that.
Yeah, why is it these two that grabbed him? They were over there 5 seconds ago.
Everybody ready?
I mean, I know they started to run back, but yeah, why weren't the other two? Why? I thought Silas would be the one to like pull him out with his big strength.
We can do this.
That would make sense. If you think about it for like more than a second, that's the obvious choice.
Yeah.
This is a fucking massive boat that they built in a day. I hope it doesn't just fucking sink now.
You good?
Yeah, Huck's good. She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Huck thinks this will be good for us. That it'll turn us into the people that we're supposed to be.
What the fuck does that mean?
We'll see.
Going off? On your own?
Don't sweat it. I'll be back. 48 hours max.
Oh,
Promise.
well, that wasn't what we predicted at all.
Wait.
In good hands.
I'm coming with you. Me
Oh,
too. No?
No, they don't
No?
care. Fuck. They're just like, fuck it. Yeah, Huck wants to go, let her.
Okay. Oh. I mean,
Yeah, no, Huck's gone. Fuck it. Let's have marshmallows.
it's, yeah, surprising. Because it's not even doing like the generic thing, it's just doing the...
Yeah, this is what I mean. It leans into so many tropes, and then some of them it just like
It
falls
fucks
before
up.
it gets there. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It sets up every trope, but it doesn't hit all of them. I wish I was a dinosaur. Yep. We're having flashbacks to flashbacks.
Get over it. Get in your TARDIS and go and see them, you fucking...
Yeah. Anything's possible when you wear enough corduroy.
A moment.
Shit handwriting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a moment is all you need. Yeah, obviously he got out of the box at some point. This is not the big moment you think it is.
Yeah, but wait.
His parents are
Bloody
dead.
corpses all over the floor. Yeah! That's what we like.
Do you want to see a photo of my mum?
I sometimes think that she's still out there.
Trust me, she's not. I hope the reaction is massive and immediate.
Crazy to me.
Oh shit! Yeah, we got it. Thanks. Yes, we have been paying attention, show. Fucking hell. Felix, stop tickling them violins. Episode 5. What an episode that was. It was a episode, and it was 5.
Episode fine.
Yeah. Well, no, actually. I'm going to say no. It wasn't fine. There was nothing egregious in it, but at this point, they need to be doing more than just getting by.
I don't know, I thought it was alright.
No. I'm going to take a hard stance on this. It was more faffy flashbacks. The one thing they did, they built a boat in a day, but there wasn't really much hardship with that. They figured out where to get all the stuff, and they got it, and then it was built.
It was psychological hardship rather than physical hardship. We were seeing relationships forming and fraying.
You reckon?
It added a bit of depth, not necessarily... Yeah, it wasn't good, but it was fine. It was fine. We see, his attachment to the fossil. That was good. And then,
we were very much hit over the head with how he fucking loves dinosaurs and nature.
Yeah, but it makes sense because it's the thing that saved him.
Well, I mean, even before that, he seemed to be obsessed with it.
Yeah, but he's a 5-year-old kid. Everyone's obsessed with dinosaurs when they're 5. He's in the box. You're hearing like soldiers or whatever getting rid of zombies. There's some triumphant music playing. You think, oh yeah, he's going to get picked up and rescued. But then he comes out and it's like hard cut to bloody bodies, which is that's a nice that was a nice contrast.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine. That is very Walking Dead.
That's very Walking Dead, and establishes his fears and things.
Yeah, any triumphant moments are usually punctured by the gruesome reality of the world they live in. It just, I don't know. I wasn't gripped for a real lot of this episode.
I wasn't
like you were saying it was fine and everything, but am I asking too much to want this show to be more than fine?
Oh no, I'd like it to be more than fine, but
yeah,
it was fine. It was not bad. It was fine. Like all the kind of conflict dialogue was very one note and stuff that we've all heard before. It's stuff that we've seen before, character interactions that we've seen before, but at least they were doing the bare minimum rather than nothing, which we've had before.
So I guess what we're sort of getting towards here is perhaps a difference in opinion about whether the sort of cliches and tropes that there are so many of in here, that yes, they are serviceable in terms of a story structure, but because they have been seen so much before and done to death, does that leave the show's quality at fine, or is that an active detriment?
No, it's fine.
We got Huck's backstory in this. We were told it rather than shown it, which is obviously not the better of the two to do, but...
Well, when they do flashbacks like how they do flashbacks, I'd rather someone just explained what happened to them in like a few sentences.
Yeah,
I'm all right with that.
Sure, but then the problem is if they're going to do both, like you say, if in the next episodes we're going to get, flashbacks of Huck's backstory.
Well, they can do a different bit of her backstory.
Maybe. I mean, Yeah, it seems all it really was. I suppose we don't know what happened before she ended up on a raft with a broken out arm.
Yeah, there you go.
So maybe that, I guess. But I feel like the interesting stuff shouldn't all be in the past for your show.
Yes.
Your show should be set in the most interesting point it can be.
Yeah.
That's a face. Hops sees that it was sees the photo of Doctor Who's mum that she killed. So yeah, but then seeing that photo, it's still cut back to the god awful backstory bit, and it's just stuff like that. I know it's not a huge thing, but it's like, give the audience some credit. If they've been following along, they know who that is. You don't need to cut back to episode 1 and all that kind of stuff. It's, you know, it's a bit condescending at this point.
I mean, not forgiving it for saying this, but like a lot of shows do that annoyingly, where it's like, for people who haven't been paying attention, yes, this is this. Like, they stick in a 30-second flashback. It's really annoying when that happens, like in the same episode, where like someone has told someone something and then they remember it like half an hour later, and you hear it, the voiceover going like,
yeah. Well, sometimes it's like 5 seconds later, and it's like, you know, and even in this, we had flashbacks within flashbacks, or flashbacks to flashbacks, and you know. Yeah, I just you're right, it is incredibly prevalent, and perhaps that's why it gets on my nerves so much, that you know, and it might be more of a thing that comes down from on high with producers and whatnot, who are saying, no, make sure it's accessible, dumb it down, widest possible reach, all that bollocks. Whereas the writers might be actually willing to give the audience some credit. There's a lot of slow moonlight discussions and talking, and that's fine if you're developing things, which...
Yeah, if you have interesting characters saying interesting dialogue, but you don't...
I don't think we'll disagree on this. Felix is a fucking moron. Yeah,
I mean, I guess you could justify it by saying story-wise, you know, they're not as clued up as people that have lived in the wild, like Rick's gang would set up that wire trap, and then you stab them in the head one by one. You just go down the line.
You eliminate the threat, to use his own words. It's I don't know. Yeah, I can see what you're saying, but that almost feels like what do they call it? Sort of.
He should have at least like stabbed one of them, and then maybe one behind it like grabs him, and so he like wrestles free, and he's like, oh, that's too much of a risk. So he kind of moves back a bit to just focus on the ones coming around the side. You know, do something. Don't just stand there. Don't set up your trap and then just stand there waiting for them to come through it.
Giving them the benefit of the doubt because they're not, you know, Rick and stuff feels too generous. He is... What did he say? I'm pretty sure he is the head of security.
Felix Carlucci, Senior Security Force Officer, Campus Colony of Omaha.
Or at least pretty high up.
Something like that, yeah.
You know,
so if you're going to establish that he doesn't want to, you know, do the easy thing and stab them all in the head whilst they're all stuck like that, then you have to have some reason for him not doing that. Even if he stood there waiting for backup, and then when they came along, he was like, right, listen to me, motherfuckers, you watch the sides so that I can go in and do some stabbing. Like, if they had tactics and he was trying to teach them how to be a team, that would
something rather than nothing, because like I say, I've got a screenshot of this up, and that is basically the same as playing the footage, because he just stood there. And that was I just don't know how they filmed that and thought, this is fine.
Silas and Huck are still at the boat whilst Doctor Who is having his little claustrophobic freak out underneath the boat, and yet the two sisters are the ones that pull him out. And it's just like, why isn't that one of your other characters who is standing right there? Just like, that was just a thing that made no sense.
It's the kind of thing you would notice in like a redraft and just change, because you could so easily change it at that point.
It feels like maybe it really does
redraft?
feel like it was supposed to. No, it really feels like it was supposed to be Silas or Huck that pull him out, and maybe like something happened on the day, like in terms of who was available, and like filming shots and just time and money and people's availability, and I don't know.
Maybe. But
there are a lot of constraints on shooting TV. Like, you really do have to be super quick, especially with a low budget, which this has seems to have a relatively low budget. Maybe they're saving it all up for the finale, who knows? But like, yeah,
maybe.
It feels baffling that would be written in the script. It feels like that was changed on the day because of circumstances outside their control.
Yeah, but
otherwise it's fucking dumb.
Yeah, but the thing is, even then you need to, but you can't have that visible and coming through on the show, because it totally breaks it. It breaks the immersion, and it breaks the logical consistency. And you know, you can only prepare so much, but
like, this is the third series. This is the third series of a Walking Dead thing, which make them a shit ton of money. Why doesn't this have a bigger budget? Like,
yeah, the other secret that came out was Huck and Felix trying to convince them to turn around by getting to Doctor Who first, and then I think their plan was to try and convince Silas, and that came to a light because Hops overheard them talking from like a meter away through a pallet. It looks rather dumb when you see it like that. Like, they're really not that far at all. Like, they can see her as much as she can see them.
But they couldn't go too far, because then they'd be leaving the kids in danger,
I suppose.
Or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things that kind of, you have to kind of just explain it away yourself. It's like, well, he thinks that these kids are dumber than they are. He still treats them like kids, so he doesn't think that they'll be like paying attention or whatever.
That feels like doing the writer's job for them.
Yeah.
That doesn't, I think that is like, there are hints at that, but we're extrapolating off something that hasn't been given enough evidence to try and fill in the gaps, because that's just natural for people to do. But unfortunately, the truth is that there are just a lot of gaps. It's a bit of a Swiss cheese. Wow, there really wasn't much else to this episode, was there? There was just building...
No, it was the boat. They built the boat.
Arguments.
Some bland arguments that got resolved almost immediately. Doctor Who
within the episode.
And they're all happy friends. Well, but now the next thing has come out that she knows that she's killed his mum, And there's a man has entered the camp.
Yes, whoever that was. It looked kind of like the guy from the first episode. Could be him. Maybe he's been
Maybe he's
re-brainwashed. Or that,
maybe he's
yeah.
escaped, yeah. And he's going to help them to infiltrate. And then they don't. That could be interesting where, a couple of them trust him, a couple of them don't. They take him along with them. They're still suspicious.
Yeah, and then they can thus inform them of what's happened at the campus because they still don't know about that. And I kept wondering how they're going to know about that because they're only moving further and further away.
Yeah.
So perhaps he does.
And then Huck will come back and see him, and just as they have decided to trust him, she'll stab him in the back and be like, I saved you. And then they'll be like, shit.
That would be dramatic, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
I think that's quite plausible then, that's who it is. I mean, it was hard to see even at the time, so I'm not going to be able to find a good screenshot of it here. I will put it up in post as the best quality I can find, but I think it will still be blurry. That's the halfway point, so I think that's why the further we go into it, I feel more justified in sort of criticisms, because you should be starting to put pieces together and build a framework up of where you're going at this point.
Next episode.
Next episode. Always just next episode.
Yeah.
Wing it until the next one. Yeah. Perhaps so. Let's see what the general public thought.
Wow.
Cancel this trash. The only reason I'm watching now is to find out about Rick. Oh dear. Oops. Apparently that's not going to happen. So, sorry. I Am Legend is going to be very pissed off by episode 10. Poundland Rick.
Fuck off. He's not even anything like Rick at all. He's not even good enough to be Poundland Rick. Talking shit,
not
mate.
at all. Yeah, that's way too generous. Can predict when a lightning strike is about to happen. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought that. I really don't know. I tell you what, another thing in post, if I looked up that feeling a tingling on your skin is a real thing when lightning's about to strike, I will put up a Wikipedia or some shit. I wonder if Buddy Bradley is somewhere here, because he's been our consistent reviewer. Oh, there he is.
Yay!
If they can't take out these people, they'd never be able to get normally competent people. What? Maybe the dead just figure that these kids are too dumb to eat. The discussion about how to make a steam boiler is pure baloney. It will kill everybody. A show about the stupidest people on Earth. They can't find anything to burn while they are standing next to a broken down wooden dock. I did consider that when we were watching, but I don't know how a steam boiler works if you can just use wooden fuel.
I assume they needed some kind of... That's why it needed to be like liquids.
Yeah, because it's going to be more potent, and to have a whole thing propelling a structure from steam.
Again, this guy, that's not the issue. Like, they explain the steam boiler thing enough for it to make sense. And that is not the problem here. The problem is the characters and the dialogue and the plot, not these little details. Like, it's not as if they would be able to do it to, like, perfect standards. They're going to have to be, hacking and sort of odd bodging things. What's the word?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they MacGyvered it kind of thing.
Yeah.
One thing I am a bit surprised about is actually that there was no scenes of them just on the boat. Like, I thought there would be trouble with them actually crossing, but once they got off the shore, the rest was literally smooth sailing.
Yeah,
despite
are they going to keep
oncoming storm?
They're going to keep going on the boat, though, aren't they?
I don't know. They've crossed the river now, so I think they're done with it.
Oh.
Yeah, and they were talking about the storm and that the water would rise, but no, they were fine.
Yeah.
Cut to fine. Whiny little Gen Z emo babies. That feels... I don't...
Oh, here we go. I still have my hopes. 6 out of 10.
Where's that? Oh, right, yeah. So is it going to last more? I can't find something to keep the 10, so I'm going to 6. Do some interesting changes.
No.
Gooey episode and worst of the season.
Wasn't that good?
Gooey. Explain how it's gooey, please. Worst of the season. No, definitely not. I least believe that Elton could handle himself in the apocalypse. I don't know. He's obviously not a powerhouse, but he is smart.
Yeah. It takes all sorts to build a church or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and he was actually the one who was sneaking out. So he's arguably had more experience outside the walls than any of the teens.
Yeah, he's a sneaky sneakster.
Yeah, he's the rogue of the party.
Yeah. I found something. If you feel your skin tingling, your hair stands on end, if light metal objects vibrate or you hear a crackling sound, lightning is probably about to strike. You only have a few seconds to act.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. What's that from? Is that just Wikipedia?
This is from a website called Tiger Cat, which seems to be a construction website. Tiger Cat
okay.
Machines.
Cats as in the JCBs.
As in
the
big JCB. So they've got
caterpillars. I think it's.
They have a thing about what to do if a storm be coming, because it's like forestry.
A construction
machinery. Site
does not need storms and Oh, okay.
So there you go. We've learned something today.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll give the show credit on that. That is a real thing about how to anticipate lightning strikes. Fair enough. Felix is not actually superhuman.
No. No, Elton is. Elton is the only psychic clone, robot, dinosaur.
Yeah, they're the most annoying characters ever written. No. And again, people seem to be forgiving of Huck and Felix for some reason.
Yeah, I don't
Is it just because they're adults?
But they're like D-tier Walking Dead generic characters that we've seen before, and worse versions of them.
They really are. They would be expendable in the main series.
Yeah, they would be they would literally be the one that turns up on a big mission, and they go, Daryl, Carol, Jim, you go that way, and they have one quirky line of dialogue whew, that was a close one, and then they go and everyone goes oh. It's they're a red shirt.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I was pretty bored a lot of that episode, but we're only halfway there. Whoa, so we'll see how the rest of it goes.
Yeah, at the moment it's pretty much it's overall we've had some good-ish, we've had quite bad, and we've had sort of it's kind of just middle of the road at the moment, I'd say.
Yeah, at the moment I definitely
maybe slightly below average.
I definitely wouldn't go back and rewatch or recommend it or anything at the moment. Maybe it will pull something miraculous out for the next 5 episodes, but I feel like it's all just going to be a bit damp and middling.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but we will see.
But maybe the
We'll see how it goes.
second series, maybe the second season, they've established all the characters and the backstories and the plot and the blah blah blah, and then they just bam, 1-2 punch every single episode.
The second season is where it's all going to kick off, you reckon?
Yeah.
That's quite a sunk cost fallacy to buy into.
Yeah.
I've unfortunately not got any memes or anything. I was looking around for stuff. I almost clicked on a Walking Dead Herschel reactions compilation, but then I realised that was people reacting to Herschel, not just a montage of Herschel reacting to things.
No, I don't want to see that.
No. I'd watch that though, of Herschel reacting to
Oh
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see people reacting to
Herschel. No, I don't want to see people. I want to see actors.